the simple life. What is it? What is the simple life? In my situation here, it's living in Thailand with my girl, who has COVID at the moment. At the car. And of course she's not well, all masked up and everything else. We didn't even go to do our normal Wednesday lunch today because, well, it's no fun trying to eat with a mask on, is it? Anyway, so I thought I would just talk about the simplicity of life here in Thailand. Because I think a lot of people just don't understand why we make these choices. One of the things about Thailand that struck me when I first started visiting is the fact that everything just seems to be really laid back. And as a foreigner here, you tend to get excluded from a lot of the minutiae of daily life. Our life consists of Wednesday shopping. We've had a lot of people commenting they'd like to do more Wednesday shopping price comparisons, so we'll try to do that as we go along. But we have our shopping. I do a trip into Bangkok once a month or once a week now. What else is there? She goes to work, we spend our nights together. Well, let's put it this way. I've been divorced for the last 3 nights because she's got COVID, and she says, you should sleep alone. I don't want you getting it too. Well, who knows? I'm not even going to run the test. I don't feel sick. I don't feel anything, so apart from feeling healthy. So I'm not going to be bothered doing the test. But you know how it goes. What do you want today, darling? Musab? I think Musab. 109 baht per kilo. I said pork loin, 115 baht per kilo. Pork shoulder, 109 baht per kilo. We don't really have beef. There is beef in the fridge, but only a very small proportion. When you're in Thailand, you tend to eat a lot of pork because it's one of the staples here. Get used to it. I know people of certain ethnic origins can't eat that. Well, sorry, it's where bacon comes from. So I'm not going to argue with anybody. You don't like bacon, you're not a real person. You know what I mean? But anyway, what else you got there? What is it? Pork belly, 175 baht per kilo. Pork shoulder spare ribs, 159 baht per kilo, and pork. We did this pork spare ribs. Okay, that's in the rack. Okay, that makes sense. You can get it chopped up for you, or you can cut it yourself. What else we got? We got what was it? Breast chicken breasts. Okay, 79 baht a kilo. Chicken thigh leg. Yeah, a whole leg. That is 79 baht a kilo. Chicken wing, so chicken stick wing, the knuckle from the wing, 94 baht a kilo. This is something new they've been doing lately. They've been preparing it with a sauce for your, what do you call it, barbecue types of arrangements. But yeah, that's obviously prepared meats. You can do that yourself. And again, that comes down to the simplicity of life, doesn't it? You want to do it all yourself, or you don't want to get somebody to do it for you. Really, that's what it comes down to, with simplifying everything that goes around. But of course, when somebody simplifies it for you and does all that work, well, you pay a little bit more. And again, when you're looking for the simple life, part of the fun is just doing it, isn't it? Preparing food, that's all part of the game. I think we just overcomplicate life a lot too much. Of course, this is something I would never even think about doing, grabbing a drink on the cold aisle. She does this probably every week, especially in summer. But yeah, for some reason it's accepted as long as you keep the bottle in your basket there and pay for it at the end. They seem to not worry about it. Again, simple life, simple life. And I suppose in reference to the last video we put out, when we were talking about the things about moving abroad, you've got to think about the things that float your boat, especially in that potential boredom scenario. Because a lot of Farang here, they tend to do things that they would have never have done before. I know I did it a few years ago. I started going to the gym, and 3 months into that I threw my back out. Because, trying to boys and gym equipment, you're getting egged on by other people. that didn't really simplify my life, but I was just trying to do something to improve my health, and everything else. But you know how it goes. Yeah, as you get older, you got to think about how much you can lift, But aside from that, boredom is going to be one of those things that you're going to have to fight continuously. She's been bored for the last 4 days. Bored,
Why
mate?
you say that?
You've been bored, mate?
Why you say เบื่อ
Because you can't go anywhere.
No.
Why? You're bored. And you only watch so much TikTok, you know what I mean? She really enjoys this. It's a hairdressing. That's one of the things she looks forward to. It's a people interaction thing and doing all the right stuff with making sure that they're all happy with their hairstyles. And it gives her a lot of pride in being able to do a good job. But yeah, right now she's in a situation she can't work. Well, she could work, but the right thing to do is just stay out of the public. I don't believe she's contagious at all. I haven't caught it. But you know how the PCR test goes. It doesn't actually check for COVID. It checks to see if you've got the antibodies running in your body. That's how the system works. And she's going to have that for another 4 or 5 days, getting really, really bored. But simplify your life. You've got to think about the things that really sort of, keep you motivated to continue, I suppose. I was watching that part 2 of, was it Rebel Moon? They just previously in the previous movie, if I watched it, they vanquished the bad guy. But in the end of the last closing scenes, somehow he's resurrected. Yeah, anyway, so, start of this movie, well, they've all moved into that farm place, do a farming life. These guys are battle hardened, ready for everything, and they pick up the hose and the size to cut the grain, so that they can use it as a defensive system when the oligarch turns up to blow their planet up, if you know what I mean. But again, just even thinking about the simplicity of farming, not that it's something that would float my boat. What are the challenges there? Basically the stuff grows by itself. You put the seed in the ground and away it goes. If you've got all the right growing conditions, that's the key to farming. Here in Thailand, we are in a food belt, so pretty much everything will grow here that works in that sort of environment of tropical conditions. Anything, I don't think potatoes grow really well. They might grow up north, but they need a colder climate, if you know what I mean. But yeah, simplifying your life. The only complications I get is I'm checking every 90 days to make sure that my calendar event matches up with my passport, and go and do that 90-day check-in. Yeah, that's an inconvenience, but it's once 4 times a year. I've got, you got the, your visa situation. And again, that's once a year. People seem to complain a lot about that. No, this is just the steps that you need to have here if you're living in Thailand. Whereas, other people around the world, you don't think about that sort of stuff. It becomes a challenge because it's something you haven't done before. But you're going to be shedding, if you do, take my previous tips, simplify your life, just downsize everything, learn to be you, right? All these paraphernalia that we collect over our life, it's really not so much for you. It's like saying, here I am, look at me, I've got this nice car, I've got this nice boat, I've got this nice house, I've got this. Who are you competing against, right? If you're happy with the house, then you're happy with the house. Don't try to play, keep up with the Joneses things. This is not the style of life you're going to lead here in Thailand. You're going to be sitting down for that, senior years, but having access to quite a vibrant community of people who seem to be on the outside always very happy, and that's another thing as well, because Thais on a cultural level and a personal level tend to keep a lot more stuff closed within themselves, and you have to get used to that. But you're probably already used to that with most of your friends anyway. They don't tell you the inside story of their life, they just show the outside story of their life, which is all the stuff that they own. Well, when they die, yeah, there's not a lot of good it's going to do you then. Life is about experience, and and gaining experience for that afterlife, if you would like to look at it as an afterlife. Learning your lessons now as you're looking in a Thai perspective. Get ready for the next evolution of the human species. But yeah, that's very metaphysical. I'm not going to go into that. But yeah, just cut it down. You don't need to be the limelight of the party. You're coming here to plant your feet in the ground and be something. So, think about what you want to be, but keep it simple. One thing to realise, if you do manage to break out of a rat race, well, it's a rat race and the rat race is finished. You've managed to escape the maze, the rat trap, the whole thing. So don't try to plant yourself in a new rat trap. That's another thing you got to learn living here in Thailand. Rice. It's a daily staple here. But what do we got? We got specials. The average price maybe 170. It does go up depending on the grades. There's 260 baht per 5 kilo. We tend to be buying the 179 baht per 5 kilo, which is that one there. This one here is a different variety. It's 155 baht per kilo. But
what, this one or this one?
I don't know. I don't know which. Rice to me is rice, darling.
Same royal เหมือนกัน
Royal rice, yes. It's just rice. But there's something like 50 different types of rice here in Thailand. If you really want to be a rice connoisseur, it's crazy. They might be complicated things to complicate your simple life, but find one you like and just stick with it. And I know what you're thinking. I choose a simple life because I don't have a bottomless pit of financial security. I've got funds that give me a lifestyle, but that lifestyle was a choice over 30 years. And if I put another 10 years into my retirement, or effectively retired at the age of 67, we do have to go into that. But more to the point is the fact that I would have had more in that nest egg, which would have been given me sort of more of an option to do more crazy stuff. But quite frankly, I'm not driven to do the crazy stuff. I'm quite settled just to hang out with my friends, the ones I've made through YouTube. Basically, none of my friends that I grew up with are in Thailand. I get to speak to a couple of them every so often. But outside that, I don't really have much contact with Australia whatsoever. And again, that was my choice. But simply is the fact that I'm here. I've chosen to spend the rest of my life with Shania, through sickness and in health, if you know what I mean. Even if she does divorce me and send me to the spare room. Oh my God, seriously. But yeah, I'm not highly affluent. I have money to get me through, right? I've got to stick to my budgets, right? And I can't really go over budget. As I said before in the last video, you don't get paid on you. I get paid on YouTube, but you need a pretty big channel to cream the rewards of that hard work. I think I did a breakdown. If I put all the hours I did per week into a fiscal thing, I make maybe $1 an hour for the amount of time I spend on the channel. And that might be another thing why people say, well, why don't you do more creative stuff, more bells and whistles in your videos, make them more lively? Well, I'm trying to show people a normal life here in Thailand, and it doesn't get crazy like that, if you know what I mean. And it's you can spend hours and hours editing videos, right? It's up to the algorithm whether people are going to get to see it or not. Nothing else. People to subscribe to your channel. I think from 12,000 subscribers, I maybe get 1,000 of people watching on a regular basis. It's so 120,000 might give me 10,000 views per video. It's a long stretch, but it's one of those things you can get. And don't forget, we have our Patreon and our membership if you really want to contribute that way to the channel. It's another $50 a month, which pays for those video games I play. But you know what I mean. It's you got to simplify your life down to the point of what you are comfortable with. What are you going to sacrifice? Do you have to play the game of keeping up with the Joneses? Right, you're already a whārangi here. You're already standing out like dog's balls anyway. So keep it simple. That's all I say. Keep it simple. Don't draw attention to yourself. You know, like again, you know, we have theft here in the country. The more you flaunt your wealth, the higher chances that people want to break into that, you know, nice little sanctity of your home and take what is rightfully theirs. Or is it? But yeah, so just think about it. It's I like my simple life. It doesn't get complicated. The complications, you know, at the moment are probably sort of sorting out some banking details in Australia, and don't forget that's getting harder and harder these days. Let's hope that, you know, in 10 years' time, banks will still allow you to take your money out of the country, because from what I'm hearing in America, that's the trend now. In America, a lot of banks don't let you get money out of their country anymore. Well, you know, Australia follows suit, and I'm sure the other Western worlds are going to be sort of, you know, hot on the heels of that idea too. You know, based on a credit score maybe, you know. How good are you? Have you ruffled anybody's feathers, you know? It's going that way. They're doing it in China. America seems to poo-hoo the idea, but under the facade of freedom, guess what? They're checking where every cent's going, so think about that too. But yeah, look, I don't really get complications. My life is nice and simple. I like to keep it that way. And, you know, the only thing we really offer on this channel is a bit of a snapshot of, you know, somebody who's just making do, keeping up with the payments on the mortgage, putting food on the table, making sure the electricity is running, because that's what kicked us out of the house. I think I'm lucky again today, don't worry. Got to go with my kanom now. But yeah, thinking about the things that keep you happy in your life. Make sure that you keep on trying that. Yeah, they're not have my little, unless they do, my snackies. See,
Have only one, right?
69 baht.
Might have only one.
Only one.
Oh my God, are you lucky today?
Yeah, I'm lucky
I've
today.
not believed it.
I'm always lucky. I have her, so that's it. I don't care about anything else. Anyway, I'm going to wrap it up here while we continue. I was going to do some more pricing for you, but I got sidetracked with talking about freedom and simplicity. Oh, she wants more kanom down the kanom aisle. And kanom is very big, as you can see, the kanom section. Wow. Kanom. For those who don't know the colloquial term for junk food, this is the junk food section. This is what we do. We eat junk food. Yeah. It's probably the only stuff that'll be on the shelves, 5 years from now when the nuclear holocaust starts, because the stuff doesn't go off, does it? It tells you something about how healthy it is. Anyway, peace out, guys. Darling, say goodbye. Oh, say goodbye. What are you doing, darling? What? Trying to fix yourself up? Okay.
Bye-bye.
Say bye-bye.
Share, subscribe.
Come
Yo.
with me. Okay, there we go. Bye-bye.